Hey folks, today we're going to talk about closing costs that you pay when you sell your home. We're going to break down each one of these, how much you're going to pay, what it's for, and when you're going to pay it. If you don't want to take all those notes and you just want to know how much it's going to cost you to sell your house, feel free to download our closing cost calculator for sellers. It's on our blog post, and that'll break down exactly what you pay and when. You can punch in the value of your home and a few other items, and it'll spit out an estimate of how much it's going to cost when you sell your home. If you want a more detailed breakdown of what each of those costs is for, keep watching. Now, there's three main categories of expenses you're going to incur when selling your home. First are expenses you'll incur before you go on the market. Next are expenses you'll incur once you go under contract. And finally, there are costs that you'll incur at closing. All of these get rolled together in our estimate of your costs of selling your home. So let's talk about some of the costs that you will incur before you even put your home on the market. And I can tell you as a realtor, this is when your home is sold. It's before you even list it. The work and the preparation that you do up front in conjunction with your realtor and taking all their advice is going to be the difference maker in terms of how long it takes your home to sell, how much you get for it, and how much of a hassle the whole thing is for you. First cost, cleaning. You're going to spend $300 or $400, maybe $500 or $600, depending on the size of your home, to get a nice, good, deep clean. We're talking, we want to get into that oven and scrub it out. We're going to get into the grout and all your tiles in your bathroom. You want all of that looking sparkling clean before buyers come through your property. Next expense is staging. If your home is vacant, this is money well spent. Trust me, you will sell it faster and for more if you put staging furniture in it. There are great staging companies that we work with. It's not cheap, but you get your money back and then some, folks. Trust me. On the low end, probably about $2,500 to stage a 2-bedroom condo and on up from there. Now, let's say you've actually got a whole bunch of nice furniture in there already. Your work is mostly going to be around decluttering and taking things out of the home. We like to tell sellers that you got to start moving out before you move out of your property. So you're taking down those personalized picture frames, that extra armchair that just, it was comfy, but it doesn't quite complete the look of the room. All that stuff we're going to want to get out, and it's going to have to go in storage if you don't have another place to put it. So estimate a couple $100 per month for storage fees while your home is on the market. Finally, we may recommend that you invest some money in repairs or cosmetic updates to your home before we put it on the market. Swapping out a light fixture, painting, switching out the carpet. These are some of the highest impact items that you can take on before you put your home on the market. They're going to get you a good ROI on your final purchase price. So you want to budget for them. All right, you did a great job prepping your home for sale and you landed a contract. Now you're working with the buyer to get to the closing table. There's going to be a couple more costs that you're going to incur at this stage. First up, inspection and repairs. Now, I know we already did some repairs to get your home even on the market, but your buyer's inspector is going to come through and they're going to find something. The easiest thing to do is just give them a little closing cost credit and have them go take care of it themselves after they move in. You can either give them a closing cost credit or you can take on the repairs yourself. We recommend just giving them a credit. It's easier. If you go that route, you won't technically incur that cost until the closing, just in case something goes wrong with the buyer's financing. If you do a credit, you won't actually be out that money until you know for sure that they're going to close. If you're selling a single family home, you're going to have a land survey. This is probably going to be $400 to $700 depending on how much land we're surveying. Plan on about $500. If you're selling a condo, there's likely to be some fees charged by your homeowners association. These cover the costs of transferring the unit to a new person. It's also a great way for property management companies to make a little bit of extra cash. Unfortunately, it is an unavoidable part of selling your home, so you want to budget a few $100s for this one as well. All right, you did it. You made it all the way to the closing table. There's going to be a number of other costs that are involved in selling your home that come up at the closing table. Here we go. The first one is a property tax credit. Now, this isn't technically a cost of selling your home since you would have paid property taxes anyway, but in many markets, Chicago is the one we're in right now, is a great example. In most markets that you'll see, property taxes are paid in arrears. That means the property taxes you paid this year are actually paying for your taxes last year. That means that after the buyer purchases your home, they're going to get a tax bill for the time that you owned the home. And That's not really fair. So you're gonna give them a credit that is an estimate of the amount of taxes that you would have paid for the time that you owned the home. Next cost you're gonna pay at closing, taxes, everyone's favorite. Most likely your municipality or state or county is going to charge you a percentage of the purchase price at closing for the privilege of selling your home to somebody else. The good news is it's usually not as much as the buyer has to pay in transfer taxes. Next up, title fees. The closing is going to take place at a title company. They're the ones who are in charge of actually transferring the title to the buyers. You remember this from when you bought your place. Well, those folks take a fee for their services and for the insurance policy that they issue that gives the buyer and their lender confidence that the home is free from liens and any other encumbrances. So you're going to pay for the buyer's policy, and that's probably going to range about $1,000. These costs are really adding up, and they do seem to keep going up. On the low end, you can expect to pay about $1,750 for very affordable property. We've seen over $3,500 for the most expensive ones. It does take a bit of a bite out of your proceeds at closing. Additionally, the title company is going to tack on a bunch of other fees like a title search fee, a closing protection letter. These add up to about another $600 or $700 total. Next up is certainly the biggest chunk of change to leave your pocket at the closing table, but it's not technically a cost because it's money that was loaned to you when you bought your house. That's right, you've got to pay off your mortgage, if you have one, when you sell it so that the buyer can take free and clear title after the closing. So you're going to pay off the remainder of your mortgage. Whatever's remaining on your mortgage, just know that that's going to obviously come out of your net proceeds at the closing table. Additionally, you're going to pay your attorney. Attorney fees typically range $500 to $1,000 depending on the market and the type of home that you are selling. So plan on seeing that on your closing statement as well. Next, your realtor fees. There are a wide variety of realtor services out there at all kinds of different price points. We can tell you at Center Coast Realty, we charge 6% of the purchase price. We don't take all of that, of course. It gets split up with the buyer's agent, and those are your realtor fees. That's most of them, folks. There's a few other random odds and ends that show up in certain situations, so make sure to read our blog post on the subject or download our home seller equity calculator. You can punch in the value of your home, the amount that's remaining on your mortgage, and a few other details, and it'll spit out an estimate of what you could expect to net at the closing table after paying off your mortgage and all your other closing costs. Or if you want the most detailed breakdown, feel free to reach out to us. We'll put you in touch with an attorney who could calculate the closing costs on your specific situation. So there you have it, folks. Those are your closing costs to sell your home. I hope you learned a lot. If you liked what you saw here, make sure to subscribe, give us a like, and we'll see you back here for our next video on how to sell your home like a pro.